Hey folks, my sister sent me a picture of bed recently. She want me to build it. Don't need to follow it completely, it's just a reference. Basically, some space here for table, some shelves here to put stuff on, getting in the bed from this side, solid wood, brown. I can do it. I do not see any problems. Just some solid wood pieces, all straight. No curvatures, no glue. Piece of cake. Problem gonna be though ceiling. Ceiling is 250. And here I need at least 140, I reckon. So you would not hit your head on the top. For me, it would probably be better 145, but I'm not building it for myself, so 140 will be enough. And you need at least a meter from bed to ceiling, so you can sit in the bed. You're not gonna be able to stand, or even sit on your knees. But you know, in the morning you wake up, sit straight. You should be able to do that without hitting your forehead straight away to the ceiling. So it must be meter. That's meter here, 140 here, it's already 240. So we have only 10 centimeters left for bed itself. That's not enough. The mattress, I think, will already cover that. Like, mattress is about 20 centimeters. Let's say it compresses half. So it's already 10. We have 0 for the bed. Yeah, so I need to come up with idea to make it as thin as possible. It will be a bit challenging, but we will see. I think I will put a beam where shelf is, so it's not gonna interfere with the space here, but still you can make it very big, or as big as you want, so it's gonna be strong. Could put beam here as well, it doesn't really matter how big it is. Second thing is a bracing of construction, because I do not see how this bed is prevented from shaking to side. I guess it's not a real bed, just computer graphics. Because all it does is these two screws. Like, that not gonna hold human weight. Especially if, let's say, there are two people getting busy. You need to put some kind of plywood. Could put on that wall. Like, this wall gonna be to wall, facing wall, and that gonna face wall. So I could cover them with plywood. It doesn't matter. Yeah, alright. So I will think about this, draw my project, and show you in a second. Welcome back. So it's been a while. I've been sitting and thinking and drawing and calculating, and this is what I come up with. Ta-da! As you see, I put one more shelf here. I couldn't figure out how to make it strong, so I must. It's just too long. Bed's supposed to be 160 width and 2 meters long. That's only way I come up with, so it would not bend under weight of humans. So that's cool. As you see, I'm building legs from 2 pieces. Oh, excuse me. Basically, one is in front and one on the back gonna hold the beam. So it's gonna be very strong. Basically, beam gonna be here and here. 2 beams. This one is not a beam. It's not. I didn't draw it here. Beam supposed to be there. Yeah, good luck with that. Okay. Yeah, so beam's there. Not gonna interfere with shelf. Easy accessible still. Yes. So if you care about sizes, what I chose, is for legs. I'm choosing 70 times 45 millimeter. For these I'm using 150 times 25 millimeter. And for beam and the bed it's gonna be same stuff. So beams is here and the boards for bed is there on the beams. It's not seen because this board is in on front, like cover. So there will be a little pocket for mattress. This one is 145 times 45 millimeter. So 3 size of materials only, and I can cover everything. Oh yeah, I will need some different for shelves. Basically I come up with amazing idea using angle iron. There are some drawbacks, but I think it's amazing because I do not need cover walls with plywood anymore. Basically I put angle iron here in the corners through all length. Basically like that. This is angle iron. Every shelf stands on angle iron. And it's connected. It's bolted with 2 screws on each side. Like that. Well, not gonna be seen from this side. It's bolted from here to there. Let's say like this. Boink. So because I'm gonna put 2 screws, it's gonna act as bracing as well. Distance is not very big, so the strength it can hold it's not huge, but because you have a 2 on both sides and have a 4 shelves, I think total strength would be amazing. So I don't have to worry about bracing at all. So angle iron here for under each shelf, both sides, and on the other side as well. That's gonna prevent bed from shaking this direction. To prevent it from shaking this direction, I probably gonna need to put some bracing, little bracing on the beam, like something like this, on both sides. It's gonna be here, this side, not here, so it's not gonna be interfere with the shelf. I'm just gonna brace it. Probably gonna use metal. Just cut up some piece under 45 degrees, some square tubing, weld some platforms on top, screw it. I think it's gonna be very strong. Yeah, okay, so that's that. Each shelf is a 29, because that was the best distance I could figure. Otherwise I would need to put one more step, and also shelf gonna be kind of small, maybe hard to use. So 29 is a bit high for ladder, but because it also acts as a shelf, it will be all good. Alright, so this is for 4.5 centimeters thickness, the boards on which mattress stands. So ceiling not gonna be exactly meter, we still 4.5, but well, I can't go any lower, otherwise it's gonna be bending inside. Yeah, so I'm gonna get materials, buy them, and see you in a second. So I got all the boards now. There they are. $14.5 times 4.5, 15 times 2.5,
Looks like 2. Need to call them anyway. And 7 times 4.5. And these I got extremely cheap. It's a floorboards, but because they were standing in the sun long time, you see, it's like very gray or whatever. So they gave them cheaper than normal boards. These ones, just cut lumber. I grabbed these because they have these gaps as a floorboard. It will be perfect for shelf, and because I will put brown oil on them, maybe that gray not gonna be seen at all. Alright, I will cut them now and show you. So here are 4 pieces of wood cut in size and 4 pieces of angle iron for shelves. There is the bed, and first I'm gonna build this part. It's 2 longer one in front, then 2 shorter one behind, and 4 pieces of angle iron for ladder and shelf. As you see, this part is a bit shorter because that's where the beam gonna go. In the end, they should be flush. That's just some cutoff, but right size, not the real beam. So I need to screw them together, drill holes in angle iron, and screw them on the right size, right distances I mean, and cover with linseed oil. Then this will be done. Alright, see you in a bit. So here it is, all done. Looks great, very massive. Hopefully bed in the end not gonna be too ugly. This is how it looks on the other side. Complete. Now we need to build 3 more. But I had some problems. Like, first of all, I was intending to use these screws. It's good screws. The box cost €10. They're pretty long, decent quality. So basically all perfect. It would work great, but I realized something. So let's say this is the metal. 5.5 millimeter hole, too small, not gonna go in. 6 millimeter hole is good. It goes. But you see, there is a gap. It's not very tight. And I decided it's a no-no for me, because I put these things to brace construction, to make it like not move side to side. Now it's solid. With gap here, it would still move. So all the box of screws was pointless, useless. I needed to come up with a new idea. I did find a little screws in the shop where shaft is the same width as thread, but they're very short, so it's not good. Also, head is not flat. That's a bummer. Turns out it's very hard to find right screws. I had some kind of screws myself. I did not buy them. Probably got them from disassembling something. This would be perfect. They are quite flat. Head not completely, but I think you would not see difference. It would go quite flush. Looks great. But again, I couldn't find them in the shop. And mines are also very short. Couldn't find these. In the end, I settled for these. Construction bolts, I guess they called. Shaft is a normal thickness as I need. Thread is kind of weak. You see, it looks almost like ridges instead of thread. I don't know how that thing can hold in the wood, but I guess because it's very long, it will have enough strength. Yeah, not the best screw because it's not very beautiful. But in the end, it will work. So it might be overkill. 2 screws at each side. Those bolts, gigantic. But because it's a triple synergy, I think it's amazing. Because we need to hold 2 pieces together. We need to hold shelf, and we need to prevent shaking to side. So with one thing we solve 3 of them. All 3 problems. So that's amazing. Alright. I'm gonna build the rest of them. They are basically same size. Everything is same. It's just different. One of them gonna be same like this. Same width. Other 2 gonna be small. But wood is exactly the same. I think I will show you how I do it anyway. So as you remember, this is where the beam goes. It's gonna be like this when bed is ready. I do realize that I could probably not cut it like I did to here, but cut it here and then cut out the piece for the beam. It would be a bit prettier. Now there is a gap because beam is not as thick as the leg. But I think I'm gonna put here a small angle iron, 2 centimeters something, screw to here and screw here. It's gonna hold beam, so maybe in the end it's gonna be even stronger than without it. Alright? So here are 4 boards in size. First thing I'm gonna do, screw them together. If you want to use my sizes, there it is. One is 125.5. Then 139.5. And 2 longer ones. Is almost 138. Oh, I mean 183. Yeah. I'm gonna drill holes 4 centimeter from top and 12 centimeter from the bottom. No particular reason, I just chose these numbers. Yeah, I will clamp them with these clamps. I do not have anything else. So what I'm gonna do, I'm clamp, drill hole, screw, and then see. Then we will see. Okay, boards are screwed together on size. Now some sanding, because quality of them probably is not for furniture, as you see. Alright? So sanding is done. Now we need to draw lines for angle iron at 25, 56, 85, 27, 56, 85, 114. I also noticed a mistake. Look at this. There is a gap. I don't know, maybe you not see it. Look how much light coming out. Hopefully that's not gonna affect bed. Anyway, see you in a bit. Drawings are here. So 1, 2. We missed one. Huh. Alright. Okay, I can't really draw with one hand. So anyway, you get the idea. Now we're gonna go to the angle iron and drill the holes. Alright, all the holes in the angle iron is done. Now we just need to line them up on the lines. And mark holes with this tool, so I know where to drill. I also will need to mark each of them. Like, this is one. This is one. So later I remember, put them on the right place. This is just a piece in the same length I need in the middle. In this example, 40 centimeters. I just put it where I need, so it not go too little. Alright, I'm gonna mark all the holes, and then I'm gonna go drill. Alright, all the holes are marked where I need to drill. First I'm gonna use 4.5 drill and go as deep as I can to probably take about half the second board as well to cover all the threads. And then I'm gonna go 5.5 and drill just about 2 centimeters for this one, because I'm afraid it's gonna split the wood. After that, I will have to drill 6 millimeters here in the angle iron, and then we can screw. Everything is drilled, screws are in the holes. Now comes the big job. I do not have an electric screwdriver, so time to show some muscle. How many screws are there? 16? Alright, after this, just putting oil and in half hour wiping it off. I will show you it. I will show you how it looks with oil. Here it is. Nice and done. So it's gonna stand for now for half hour. And after that, I'm gonna clean it with a cloth and leave it for 24 hours to dry. Not gonna film that anymore. Meanwhile, I'm gonna build 2 more with small angle iron. This is 34.5. Alright, see ya. One more thing, guys. I changed my approach about how to draw lines. Like before, I draw it like this and line it up where I'm gonna put the angle iron. So instead of doing that, now I draw them to line up with the holes. I think it's gonna be way easier to make it perfect. You can line up it like millimeter to millimeter. Yeah, I think it will increase precision and make it easier. Alright? So I welded up the corners for the beam to hold beam to the leg to prevent rocking. I think pretty neat. And as you notice, it's not the best weld in the world. Maybe worst. I don't want to focus, too shiny. Yeah, yuck. Well, I'm not the welder. That's so ugly. Well, that's not the skyscraper. Probably gonna hold person or two. I think paint gonna hide everything. See you in a bit. So all of these are done. 2 of these and 2 of these. The next part I'm gonna build is this horizontal board. I think this is gonna be easiest part because I do not need whole bed to put it on. So basically, I'm gonna do like this. First we mark right position for the holes on these parts and drill them. Then I put small pieces of beam and rest on them that board. We cut board in 2 meters, rest exactly on the center, so correct distance from this side and from this side. And through these holes, I'm gonna mark spots on the board where to drill them. And then I drill on the board. I think this is the best way how to do it because these parts are not exactly straight. Even though I try to make them perfect, there is some kind of deviation. I think even 5 millimeters could be when it stands on the ground. So if I'm gonna put here 90 degrees exactly and then screw, it 100% gonna end up here too high or too low, this end of the board. So I cannot do that. The best way is simply rest these two on the leveled surface, which is gonna be the floor. And when they are leveled, well, when they are resting how they want to rest, you simply put the board on and mark the places on the board. That way all the errors gonna cancel out. Well, and later I will need to figure out corners, but that's gonna be a bit harder, because there I'm gonna use angle iron. Okay. So here's the piece, and if you want to know distances, like first hole should be at 17, and 3.4 middle. That's because this one is not exactly 7, 2 millimeters less. And the second hole is straight away from this, 10 up. So if you mark it this at 10, the next one is at 20 here. It must be like that because I take into account that beam I put on. So the beam itself is a 14.5. This piece is a beam. And when beam is on, it should be 2.5 from one side and 2.5 for other. The board is 17, or 15 I mean. So that's simply how it works. I just didn't measure from the beam. I think it's better to measure from the this. Yeah, so do this if you want. You see, my angle can't really reach on the top. Too bad. But if it would be 27. On the hindsight, it would have been easier to drill the holes if these things would not be yet connected, because they very heavy and hard to put on the bench drill. But, well, I did what I did. If you do it after me, first drill holes, then bolt them together. So here I have connected those two pieces with the board. Looks alright. Also I put an angle irons on the corners for strength later on. So how I did it, basically first you drill holes in the legs in the right place. Then cut board 2 meter. Rest it on the top in the way that you have enough space for one more board here later on. Put a little pieces of the beam like that. Rest it on. I don't even remember they clamped. Yeah, but basically rest it on, I guess clamp. Mark through holes. Actually, I don't even remember they marked. Well, basically you rest it on, clamp, drill through. It doesn't really matter if here is a bit off. You know, higher, lower, it doesn't matter because it's not gonna be seen. the mattress gonna be here. Most important that that side is all right, and because that's the face, and it's already drilled, pre-drilled. Yeah, connected it. Then you need to deal with these corners. This was a bit harder. So how I did it? First, I mark spots on the angle iron on the right place and drill 6mm holes. Then I put it on how I have to, clamp it, and then drill through these holes into the legs. 6mm drill. After that, remove the piece and drill 8mm holes, because these nuts are 8mm, not 6. And then make holes in the first board a bit bigger, so the nuts would fit. I think that's maybe even the only way how to do it, if you don't want to disassemble everything again. Because I can't really drill from other side through metal. It will be too hard. Metal must be drilled on the bench drill. But if I pre-drill holes in the metal, I will never get the right spot, no matter how I measure. So I need to drill from this side. And I need to start with 6, because bolt is 6. If I drill 8 straight away, the bolt gonna be wobbly on that side. That's it. You see, there is even a bit gap. I guess board wasn't flush, but that's how it worked out, because this one is perfect. Yeah, the next two I probably gonna build, well, but nothing to build basically. Cut the right size these for the sides, for the ends. Yeah, we'll see. Oh yes, one more thing. You may have noticed when I showed you that it does not really fit here perfectly for some reason. And that's because there is a gap. Okay, metal is in front, you can see it, but here it is. And that's not a mistake. I did cut this 5mm shorter. And my idea was that later, when you put floor for the mattress on these beams, it goes through everything. When this board gonna be here, it will need to have an angle iron on the bottom, like that. Bit hard. Well, basically, you know, like this, to hold the mattress. And I did it basically to compensate width of angle iron. Angle iron is 4. I made it 5mm gap, but I think it's alright. You know? Because it's gonna be like this. Well, it looks even more than 5. But anyway, that's why I did it. Because I thought that later when I put angle iron, so this spot is not higher. It's the same level as that. I made a gap for this. But I think it's actually better as design. Even if I would not put angle iron there or whatever. Some other way. Because I could just lower this one. Cut out hole here a bit. 5mm, make it lower. I think it's the better design because resting board on 4 spots would be way harder than resting on 2. Because that is a structural lumber, not carpentry. So it might be bent or something. So it's perfect. You rest just on 2 spots. And this, whatever happens, happens. If it's up, if it's up. If it's down, if it's down, you don't really need to worry. And if you worry about the strength, like while resting on that would make it like 10 times stronger. Well, this thing does not bear strength. Because the mattress gonna stay on these. It even not connected to that. So these boards not hold not person's weight, not mattress weight. These are only to prevent bed from rocking side to side, and I guess prevent mattress from falling out or what I don't know. But there is no force upon it. So even if it seems to be maybe a bit weaker, I guess it's okay. Well, you may do different. If you follow my sizes, you already have this gap. Otherwise, just be aware. Maybe change. Alright? There are some boards prepared for shelves. They are not yet cut in the size, it's just a rough estimate. As you see, not the best quality. Some nuts are out, fallen out. Some of them are not grown in very well, so they might fall out. A lot of them. Some of boards has broken this. Some shit like that. So overall, oh yeah, I cut one accidentally too short. We'll need to deal with that. Anyway, I would not like to use that kind of boards on floor, but for shelves, it's gonna be just fine. So basically what I need to do, each shelf is 6 boards, like this one. It's the big one, big shelf where the ladder is to get up. I think I need to connect them together, so it will be easier to assembly on the spot later. I will need to cut off these, so it doesn't really matter that it's broken. I guess it wasn't this one. Cut off that, probably cut off this, maybe not, I don't know. We will see. The big problem was corners. If you remember how the bed looked, I would need to cut out here a lot. And I get like 2 centimeters or something left. It's for the legs. It would be quite hard to do it, so I came up with an amazing idea. So basically, first I'm gonna screw from the other side the plank like that, so they would be together, but only 4 middle ones. It is the 40 centimeter like the ladder, so it will be under the ladder basically. When steps are, it will be stronger, so that will make it whole. And these, I'm not gonna cut that little corner out, I'm just gonna cut straight. And then I will put the small piece inside there, because there will be a gap, because 4 boards is not 40 centimeter. There are gonna be a small gaps, you see, like 2 at each side. And I'm just gonna put it in a small piece. It's gonna rest on the board, so it's not gonna fall out and anything, and it will be so much easier than cut exactly the corners. So yes, I'm gonna do it, I guess now. And I will show you how it looks. So here it is. As I said, I'm gonna do shelves. Basically these 2 are cut in length for middle. These 2 are cut for this length, so I don't have to worry about little cutoff. And then I'm just gonna cut out piece from the cutoffs on the circular saw and slide it inside. I think it's gonna be very easy. Haven't done it yet, I just cut them off, but I think it will be very good. Looks pretty decent. Sadly, I could not put them all together. There are still gaps, and also they are not very on one level. Basically, I can feel that there is like 0.5 millimeter or millimeter between them, Well, I guess that's what you get when you buy super cheap floorboards. It will be alright for shelves. It's pretty strong. I would not sit on it, but I think it will hold enough. So it's like 155 and board is 2 centimeter. So it seems I do not need any support. It will be enough. Yeah. One more thing though. I'm gonna go inside. So the bed does not move this direction, but that it's kind of weak. I don't think you can see it, but anyway, you can move it that direction even with one hand. It's not yet screwed completely, but just so you know. So I still need to put these little angles here for the beams. That will give some strength. And then I need to put these, which I made, that go here. And hopefully that will give strength. Yeah. Yeah, so now I need to put a lock on. And then I will show you how it looks all together.
So here's the bed. Sadly, I did not realize it's gonna be between closet and a wall, so you can't see everything, just a part of it. I also didn't want to film too much in someone else's apartment, so this is all the footage we have. I do have some pictures. I'm gonna show you them in a second. But that's about it. Alright, so now the prices. The wood cost me €252 with delivery. Angle iron cost me €34 and it was 7.6 meter. 7 point... basically 5. 7.5 meter, that's 35 times 35 times 4 millimeter. So, 34. You probably could go with 3 millimeter angle iron. It is just 30 times 30. Would be a bit cheaper. I think it would be perfectly fine. Then oil. I don't really know how much it took me because I just have a big bucket, 10 liters. I've been using that for a year. Just got a bit less inside. But let's assume 2 liter. So €20 on that. 2 liter of linseed oil. Lac, not sure how it spelled. Maybe like that. Cost me 18 and it was only 0.9 liters. But it was not comfortable amount. Basically I managed, but in the end I thought I'm gonna run out. I was going very thin. So if you want to be comfortable, go more. Go for 1 liter, not big difference. So plus 18. Also, I probably needed so little because I put oil on first. So basically, I put oil, wait 36 hours, then put lock. So most likely it did not absorb the lock anymore. That's why I could use so little. But if you do not use oil, you probably would need like 3-4 times the amount. Just remember that. Okay, what else? Screws, I did not count. Those big bolts probably cost each 20 cents. M6 screws probably each 10 cents, 6 cents. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't count. So let's just assume it's 10 euro for all screws. Then 4 pieces of those metal things I built myself. I do not know price to it. You probably can buy something like that in the shop. Maybe something similar. Metal used for that wasn't a lot. Basically 2 times 2 centimeter pipe, not angle iron, square tubing. Total length of about 1.5, no, not. Each is about 30 centimeters, so 1.2 meter total. I don't know cost. Let's assume each cost 2.5 euro, so also 10. Let's call them angles. 10 euro for those things. You may not get them, but something similar, I don't know. 2.5 for each seems a reasonable amount. 10 for all. And oh yeah, those little angles, I guess I needed just 4 of them. Again, angles. Total price 2.5, nothing really to count. And yes, I remember, and this is aluminium U profile, used for tempered glass for showers. I want to be able to construct bed real fast, so I bought them instead of putting them just in the wood, because it was easier. I just have a big piece, I put it in screw, and it's done. Didn't show how I build it. I also put little wood pieces here, so dirt would not collect. But it didn't take a lot of time. Yeah, that thing also is 10 euro. Basically I bought 2 pieces, each of them was 2 meters. And each piece cost 4.99 or something like that. So 5 for each, 10 for both. U profile, 10. So 356 in total. $356, yes. Also the time, of course. It took me a lot of time, basically a month or even more, because I could build it only outside, because it's too big for my shed, and there were a lot of raining, so sometimes I could just do it once a week. Plus I need to figure out everything. For you it would probably take less. I think you could do it in a couple of days, not counting waiting for oil to dry. Yes, alright. Other than that, bed is amazing. Really comfy, not shaking at all. Build it for yourself. And, well, thanks for watching.